question I wanted to ask is, how's work-life balance? Anesthesiologist, nurse, sorry, I know there's some politics there. Seemingly you guys still have some work going, right? Like, are you able to balance all that stuff, and how's that going?
I would say without having a strong team and a partner that you can trust, it would be impossible. I'm working a little more than half time. I'm not quite full time anymore, because I do want to put a lot of effort and time into the podcast, into investing. But I am still in the hospital 26 weeks out of the year. But I will say, like, I'll speak to the team environment thing. Like, Colin's been doing a whole lot of heavy lifting on deal flow and operations, and my sister's is a partner in our firm. I don't know what you want to call us. That sounds a little bit too official for us, but without the right team and people that you can trust, it would be impossible. So as long as you have somebody in the right area.
That's so good. This is another really incredible lesson. I will say, early on, I had a huge fear of this, and I talk about this on the show quite a bit. I had a fear of partnerships because, we had some success just buying small multis, that sixplex that I was talking about, and we were kind of just cruising. And pretty soon, like, I was getting overwhelmed, right? But I thought that I had, like, the knowledge, I guess, and I was afraid to partner with people. Totally foolish. Looking back, like, it slowed me down, and you nailed on the head. Right people in the right seats and the right partners. That's incredible. And what's the saying? I always botch the saying. If you want to go far, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. That's super true. It's like, you can go somewhere fast, right? Like, if you're doing it alone, you can make decisions, blah, blah, blah. But if you want to go far, it takes a team. And so I really, really love what you just said. Is really powerful to partner up with people you trust. And then you guys can divide and conquer and let it rip. So that's super cool. What about you,
Absolutely.
Colin? How's the balance for you?
Well, yeah, I've been out of the hospital for almost 2 years now. So I'm just like I said, I manage the 35 unit apartment building I live in here in Los Angeles. And then the portfolio. So it all kind of pairs together pretty well. But as we're kind of going through this, I mean, people always talk about building out your systems and getting all that dialed in, and we definitely did not do that. And and Josh's sister, my wife, is like, she's the one who's actually the organized one of the three of us. Like, Josh and I are kind of both like the visionary types, and like, let's go out and get the deals, and like, let's just do this. Like, we're not ready, but let's just do it anyways.
You
And
figure
then,
it out later.
yeah, but
Yeah.
we never took like the steps to actually like, oh, okay, we need to like build these systems out. And so now we're going through all that. We're actually like trying to build a business. So for my wife and I, it's definitely been tough because, we work from home and we have a 2-year old. So it's like trying to balance that and trying to not have every dinner being just like talking about building the business, and like just separating that's really hard. But I'm very fortunate to not be working in the hospital still and being able to be home every morning and every night with my daughter and my wife. So it's been good. It's exciting. But I definitely do think the sooner you can dial in your systems and processes, the better.
Yeah. What's funny is I'm the same way, and it's hard to put the brakes on. It's hard to be like, all right, let's slow down and build a system for that.
Yeah.
Um, I've had, I'm the same as you guys. I'm like, I like chasing deals. I like finding that stuff. It's hard to kind of slow down and be like, oh, let's put a process in place. So we now kind of have those things, but it's the same thing. It came after the fact. It was like, oh my gosh, we have a lot here and nothing's fallen yet, but it could soon. So that was like the impetus for us. Like, okay, now we have to have a system. So I totally understand where you're coming from, and you're right. I mean, it's more. I would say the advice is accurate. Is like, do it as soon as you can.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's also like, you just got to take action. You got to
Oh, for
buy the
sure.
deal,
Yeah.
and you'll figure it out later. And you can, the process will come when it comes. So that's kind of like a hard piece of advice to give to someone, because it's also like, if you're going so slow that all you're doing is building systems, you'll never, you'll never get ahead, kind of. So it's a double-edged sword, I think. But I definitely appreciate the advice.